So the Obama healthcare bill is 100% completely unconstitutional. That's right from the get-go. One of the things that a lot of people know me from is the town hall where I challenged Brian Baird. And one of the main things I was challenging him about was that healthcare bill. I was explaining to Congressman Baird that the healthcare bill isn't constitutional, and that, you know, some of these portions are more egregious than others. One element of that bill, for example, is telling individuals that you have to buy insurance from a private company. Now, nowhere in the history of America has any court ever interpreted the Constitution to give the federal government the power to force Americans to buy a product from another American. This has never happened in the history of our country. This is what the healthcare bill does. Now, I happen to believe that this part of the bill will be declared unconstitutional. I'm pretty confident that even the most extreme of courts will say that this can't happen. Now, let's think about that for a second. What happens when you have an insurance company that has to cover everyone, regardless of if you have pre-existing conditions or not? You have to cover that individual, and yet that individual does not have to buy health care insurance. The way I often describe it, it's like, you know, imagine you're driving down the road and you're not paying attention to where you're going because you're playing with your iPhone, and you blow through a red light and you T-bone a car, and you know you're sitting there, and the first thing you do, of course, is you pick your iPhone up off the dashboard and you get on the phone and you say, "Hey, Gecko, I just had a pre-existing condition. I need some coverage." And what would happen? Well, the Gecko comes in, he has to cover you now. He gives you your insurance, fixes your car, buys you a new iPhone if your iPhone's cracked. Then after that happens, the next month you cancel your insurance policy. How long is the Gecko going to stay in business if that's the way he does insurance? The Gecko can't stay in business doing insurance that way. So if that happens, and if the federal government, let's think about this for a second. Nancy Pelosi and Barack Obama, they're a lot of things, but they're not stupid. And if they're not stupid, then they know exactly what they're doing. They know that this will likely be declared unconstitutional. It's likely that you will not be able to force Americans to buy insurance. And what happens when the individual can tell the insurance company, "I want you to cover me. Anytime, in any place, I've never paid into your system, just cover me." That insurance company will collapse. Every insurance company that provides insurance will collapse. And Barack Obama and Nancy Pelosi know that. And what you'll do is you'll come to them at that point and you'll say, "I need some insurance. Please help me." And when you come to Nancy Pelosi or Barack Obama with your handout, I can guarantee you one thing. They'll have their handout too. And when you look in the palm of that hand, you're going to see yourself right there, because they have you right where they want you. See, this is all about getting a public option. Barack Obama said this before in his campaign speeches, before he ever was elected to president. A public option can happen, and it will happen, but it'll take time. We can't force it on the American people overnight. This is something that we're going to have to do progressively, and we're going to have to work to get it. That's what this healthcare bill is about. Make no mistake. It is about forcing individuals to buy insurance from the federal government, where the federal government is the only insurer. And if you want to know how that kind of system works, ask one of the Canadians. Ask them why they come down here for healthcare. Ask people in England who right now are pulling their own teeth out because there is a 6-month wait to get a tooth extracted in England. And people can't wait that long to get a tooth that's painful out. So there's literally videos over there on the internet, you can find them, where the English are teaching each other how to pull teeth out so that they can pull their own teeth out. That is socialized medicine. It has, the socialized systems of healthcare have one thing in common, no matter where you find them in the world. Every single one fails. And this one would fail as well. We must repeal that bill. I promise that as a congressman, I will send a bill to the president. I will do everything in my power. I will author that bill myself if I have to. I'm not going to wait on the sidelines for someone else to do it. I'm going to go after it. And I'm going to push a bill to repeal the Obamacare legislation to the president. Now, I know that it's likely that President Obama will veto it. I don't care. I'm going to send it to him anyway. And I say let him veto it. Because in 2013, he's not going to be vetoing any bills. Because the only bill Barack Obama will have in front of him in 2013 is his home electric bill. That's what the American people have spoken on health care. We do not want it. It is overwhelmingly unpopular. It is unconstitutional, and the intent is to destroy the greatest healthcare system in the world and increase the power of the federal government. We are against it. I will oppose it, and I will do everything in my power to make sure that deplorable bill is repealed. Thank you.